how dare you do that to me twice? Okay, this time he's come ready. He plays the move a6, that's not what we saw earlier. And a double fianchetto, pushing both the G and B pawns forward. White's bishops are going to line up on the longest possible diagonals. Interesting play. He's playing a slower approach. Either you attack in the Armageddon, or you keep the tension and try to win on the clock. And Firouzja's maybe mixing, matching, doing both.
Remember, there is no increment in this game. Magnus Carlsen, with a win or a draw, will be the winner of the Julius Baer Generation Cup. If Alireza Firouzja wins this game, he will take it to a grand final reset with best out of 2 games.
Yeah, and we want to see more chess, of course. But Firouzja, he still needs to win this game first. And at least in terms of opening, it's much healthier from Magnus. No king problems. The last thing you want in Armageddon chess is to be facing an attack like he was in the last game with a king stranded in the center. Both sides have developed very naturally.
This position is going to revolve around the center.
Playing with that weak pawn?
I think so. I think he plays these positions quite a lot, and this is where having the draw in hand is very handy, because isolated pawn positions, they often give the person playing against them, white in this case, the advantage. The black pawn in the middle, if you're not sure what isolate pawn is weak. It can't be defended by another pawn there.
Using the time on the clock, and there we see him retreat the knight. I didn't quite like this move because it was self-pinning.
It's very passive.
And it felt like it was a little bit loose. And if I were Magnus, I would be just thinking about either stepping the queen forward or this one, which one I preferred, just to introduce the rook to the open lines.
Yeah, really awkward move. I guess this is the first sign we've seen from Firouzja that he's desperate in this must-win situation for the full point. This kind of knight retreat that he's gone for, it's last resort type of thing. It's basically if you see no other attractive options, maybe he thought others would lead to simplifications, trades and a draw. So he's put his knight on a bad square. Now he's blocked in White's light squared bishop.
He's breaking the rules here. You can't do that. And also take a look at the white king. It's on an open diagonal. I just feel like... And then the bishop now comes to a loose square.
Loose pieces drop off. This feels really vulnerable and really kind of edgy from Firouzja, not in a good way. Especially when there's no real calculation to be done. It's just about feeling, piece placement.
You don't get extra time. This is such a key thing. So he has gone for your move, Ivanka, and the problem is that this time ticking down, you can get flagged a lot, and Alireza's very quick when he wants to be. But good move here. I like this move. If you go to B2, there's also bishop A3. So maybe this is one of the only squares which is reasonably safe here. But the white pieces are lacking harmony here. If you could put the pawn on F3, back on F2 where the light square bishop is going, then great. But Magnus just improving each move. Looking good for Magnus so far, but not on the clock.
Yeah, and Alireza will have to go on full-on calculation mode as he had to anticipate black pawn stepping forward. And Magnus responding quickly with the bishop coming to A3. The bishop is threatening to come to B2.
You can't grab this isolated queen's pawn, black's pawn in the center of the board with the white knight because the other white knight would be hanging there. And look at this. Magnus is just saying, I'm going to keep coming forward, keep pouring forward. Evaluation bar says maybe there were better moves, but this looks really beautiful. You've locked down this flank now. The queen side is black's, and Alireza needs to fight back.
You have to speed up.
He's frozen.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's made his move.
Oh, is that a blunder?
And you can just see the evaluation bar just zoom all the way down in black's favour.
I mean, I think bishop F5 is just a move, very logical move here.
You cannot take it with... Oh, he doesn't find it. You can't take it with the knight now because the other knight would be hanging on C3. This would lose a piece after the rook takes here. But if you take with another piece, for example, the bishop, only now bishop F5 would have won the game on the spot, crashing in on C2. Magnus doesn't see it, but still in the driver's seat. Pawn to H5. Can't be a bad move. Maybe trying to loosen up the white king side over here.
And it's getting near that stage already now.
And we did see those images from the Bullet Chess Championship between these two. They are quite good at bullet chess, both of them as well. But who would be the favorite if we're down to the minute?
Oof. I mean, they were taking... I mean, they were punching each other, they were hitting each other, striking, knocking lumps out of each other, trading blows there, regaining the material next turn. This white knight will disappear on C3. What else is he thinking about? He's got to take the piece. Yeah. There we go. He does eventually go for it. But, OK, still a 2 and a bit minute advantage for Firouzja. At least now the pawn structure is in balance.
Well, they're not tempting. That's the whole point there. They're both unattractive in their own way. So, okay, so he does capture with a rook, and there we see Magnus step back with the bishop, and now the knight on c3 is pinned.
But you know what? At White's position, he's if he can get out of this pin, his pieces, his bishop in the middle of the board, they're starting to look quite nice for White. I mean, it's improving for Alireza, definitely. He's also always got a threat of taking the black knight, opening up Magnus's king.
Massive improvement from Alireza just over the last few moves. Magnus maybe not finding the killer blow. It's hard to in Armageddon when you're watching the clock. And okay, he's curled up into a ball. He's defended everything. Magnus has traded off his beautiful bishop in order to win a pawn on a2.
With his rook coming down the board to check the king. And this would be very tragic. A bishop coming in, adding to the firepower there. So that move you can't play now, but it's always there as a threat. Magnus taking another pawn. Wow, this is really now getting to the critical point.
Ooh, and Alireza pushes his pawns forward. This is just him taking risks in a must-win situation. That's not the move he wanted to play. If he was happy with the draw there, maybe he could have snapped off the black knight. Queens would have come off in a draw. But okay, he's got to win here, and Magnus is forcing the queens off the board.
Great move there, brilliant move. Love it.
Look at how he's going to trade queens now. There we go. Queens have been eliminated. It cost black a pawn, but he had 2 extra pawns anyway. Magnus is playing for the draw here. That's all he needs. And look at the clock. He's only 30 seconds down. He's a massive favourite to hold this.
He's a pawn down. He's got, okay, this the move that Ivanka recommended looks like a good try. You've got to try to get your pieces into the game. Magnus moves quickly. Magnus threatening to win a piece now with that bishop he just moved, coming down to add pressure to White's light square bishop. It can come all the way down. That light square bishop is pinned. So Alireza is threatened with quite a nasty move there.
If you step back with the king, you're just going to get checked. And that's why Alireza's had to sound the retreat. But unfortunately, now it's the knight that's going to spring forward to the f4 square.
It's quite handy, isn't it, as well? So, yeah.
Alireza's body language is not positive right now. He knows that he's on the brink of elimination, and he's come close. He's taken it to Armageddon. But how is he ever going to win this position? A pawn down, facing this pin on the second rank, the deadly pin there. His bishop's now getting kicked around the board. And Black has various ways to guide this game to safety, let alone a mistake after investing a lot of time. Will Magnus do the same? Wow, he's jumped in with his knight.
Oh!
He's trying to go for the draw. He's not playing for the win here, Magnus Carlsen. He's just giving up his knight after the white rook takes. It's been lured away, and Simon's idea. Black bishop jumping to f1, winning that pinned, there we go, winning that pinned white bishop. And notice how the remaining bishops on the board will be of opposite colour. So this one almost dead drawn now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, unless your bishop gets in some trouble, but I don't think it does. I mean, yeah, this obviously should be a draw now. White's piece is slightly better, though, so White can try to get in, but opposite coloured bishops. I mean, these are... they can never challenge each other, so they can keep passing each other in the wind there because they're on different coloured squares, so they always just drift by, meaning that they can't hit the same target, so a draw becomes very likely.
And whilst a draw might be likely, it's not the result that Alireza wants. And bearing in mind that if there's any side that is pushing for the win, it's going to be Black with that extra pawn and the bishop attacking the h3 pawn there. And Magnus just ask a question to the c5 bishop. There is a check. The king can hide.
Oh, and he's going in. There's only one weak spot in Black's camp, and that is the pawn on the dark square on g7 next to Black king.
You lose on time, no increment, you lose the game, and that's quite an aggressissive move. He's checking the king.
But he's securing the draw, right? And now the rook is going to come down.
Checkmate.
Threatening a checkmate.
The rook.
Harry.
Yeah, with Harry and with the rook. H4. That'd be a very appropriate way to finish the match, I feel. Checkmate with Harry. And there it goes into the board. And he's now taken some pawns. And is there any way the Black king can get in danger here? I mean, I don't see it, but the Black king is a little bit short of squares, but you need to get the White king. The only chance now, I think, is for the White king to try to encroach on the Black king's position and to get a checkmating net around it, or to win on time. Real tense finish to this, because in a moment, look at him. He's also saying, I think he's like, what am I doing? I'm spending far too long.
But now
it's a bullet game.
White has the chance to actually push the f pawn to f5 and create like some kind of attack on the Black king.
Magnus here, he's banking on the black rook, sliding behind the white king with the check, and there's some targets on the e-file pin.
Oh,
he's dropped
what's
back.
happened here, though?
Okay, but the h-pawn now surely can come forwards.
Yeah.
And that h-pawn is a couple of squares of queening, but they are playing so calm for under a minute now.
I know.
But this could be a killer. There's a big threat. H2, H1, queen. And I don't think there's any checkmate nets there. The only chance is to go f5, as you say, Jovanka. Bishop takes pawn. Maybe you could try that here. Push the pawn to f5, h2, bishop takes f6, threatening checkmate. Could be worth a try.
It's the only chance that white has. Otherwise, the h-pawn is just going to queen. And he's setting it up. And Magnus has to be careful. And Magnus is.
Now the black king has some light squares to escape to. Magnus finally kind of makes a head movement, and he knows he's winning. His pawn is soon going to promote. First, he gives a check. Okay, still a bit nervy here, but 22 seconds for Firouzja. It surely isn't enough to even complete this game.
I mean, yeah, but that was a nervy check there. They are so nervous in this match. You can see it. And the f-pawn coming forwards.
He's given up his rook.
Wow.
He's given up his rook to try and promote the black f-pawn. But white's rook would then have to give itself up, and that would have been a draw. Magnus is going to win on the clock here. 12 seconds, 10 seconds now for Alireza. This one is over. Look, the pawn's about to promote.
Yeah.
He's going for checkmate, but this is forlorn.
Yeah.
Black queen on the board now is going to win this game. Magnus, he's got it.
He's got it in the end. Wow, what a fight.